losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
How you going? Hey Luna, how you going? Michelle, Sherry, Kai, Shannon, Alex, Nada, or is it Nada or Nada? Void, how you going? And who else we got? D-Lee, how you going? Okay, let's get into it because there's a bit of news. While I find my bookmarks, let's have a look. There's a bit going on. I'll get the smoke out of my face. Awakened Outlaw said, fact, did you know that David Brock, on the left, the founder and CEO of Media Matters for America, was one half of the DC power couple with his partner, James Elefantis, on the right? The owner of Comet Ping Pong Pizzeria? Yep, that's the restaurant at the centre of the infamous alleged Pizzagate, I have to say that, scandal. Oh, and James notably belongs to the Rothschild family as well, just in case you didn't know. Weird, right? Just in case you didn't know. Because Elon Musk said Media Matters is an evil organisation. Joey Manorino said anti-Israel protesters attacked the DNC yesterday. They forced a lockdown of the Capitol. They pepper-sprayed cops. Congressional reps were trapped in their offices. This is more of an insurrection than 1/6 ever was. When do the arrests and hearings and show trials begin? Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? They've been doing it for a while now. Protesting and around the Capitol, and they've been inside the Capitol as far as I'm aware. Leading reports said breaking. Self-described Antifa revolutionary John Earl Sullivan, who dressed as a Trump supporter and incited J6 riots, has been found guilty of all 7 charges against him in a court of law. So things are happening in the background, and they're happening in Australia. Something very big's going on. Kate M said there are lower house MPs who voted against the Senate amendments to strengthen the visa conditions under the Migration Amendment, Bridging Visa Conditions Bill 2023. In essence, amendments to provide greater protection as a result of 83 non-citizens here in Australia, criminals, being released into the community following the High Court's decision. Remember these names, and come 2025, remember that none of the amendments was to, and one of the amendments, was to protect children. Miss Daniel, who's an independent, Miss Tink, who's an independent, Mr. Haynes, who's an independent, Mr. Wilkie, who's an independent, Dr. I believe Monique Ryan, is an independent. Never listen to that doctor. Australian Greens, Mr. Bant, Mr. Bates and Ms. Watson Brown. Don't forget their names. They wanted to release 83 non-citizen criminals into the Australian population. And they, I'll get into what they consist of in a minute. Awakened Outlaw said, warning, painful to listen to but still funny. I'll cut to the chase. This is what filthy communists have knowingly done to our country over time. They've coordinated to largely feminise masculinity as part of a larger plan to bring the US to her knees. And if you don't think that the industrial-grade woke-tardian education system producing for us the never-ending conveyor belt of effeminate woke-tards like this hasn't been intentional, then you're a moron. There are no exceptions. Okay, everything out of context says that there are not trillions of vegans. Just listen to this.
And those emojis honestly should be illegal. I've been emailing Apple every single day to remove the meat emojis from the iPhones, and they're not doing it. I don't know why they're not doing it. I've been emailing them every single day to stop putting the meat emojis in the phones. Like, it should be illegal. It's offensive to me, and it's triggering to people like me who are vegan. It is so triggering, and I don't know why they don't take them off the iPhone, because they're so triggering. They are so triggering. And those...
He is so triggered. Oh.
Emojis...
Over emojis. Meat emojis at that. Wow. They really have pussified the whole world, I believe. Francie Nancy said huge wind and solar farms are destroying native habitat and pastoral food growing land. Politicians pretend they care about the environment, but are intent on destroying it for the sake of renewables. They are too stubborn or stupid to consider nuclear as another option. Pretend she cares about the environment, but allows native habitat to be destroyed for wind farms. Poor koalas. Bloody politicians. And they claim to be environmentalists. Yeah, right. DC Drano said new US Army sending letters to former troops saying that in light of the removal of the jab requirement, they can now apply to get their reasons for discharge changed. This means derogatory remarks or dishonourable discharges can now potentially be removed or reversed. The Army is also inviting unvaccinated troops back into the military. This is a huge reversal of Biden's tyrannical military jab policy that was finally put to an end by Republicans in Congress, a rare win for the good guys. So they're now accepting them back, and they're even inviting the unjabbed to go back to the Army. Would anyone want to after that? I mean, I believe that's what they're trying to do, make people not want to go back in the Army, but I don't know. Wyatt said, I'm currently trying to calculate how many times society needs to get lied to by the government to realise they're being lied to by the government. I don't know, because in Australia it's insane. I swear some people have lost the plot. Mark PG said, we know why Australia is being flooded with migrants we don't need or want. Larry Fink from BlackRock has ordered Albanese to do it. Albanese, like Ardern, is controlled by BlackRock. And you'll see, because there are photos of them together. Holy fuck. So that should be the last we see of this clown. F around and find out. Hunger strike climate activist is rushed to hospital. I don't believe it. I think it's another publicity stunt. That's what I think. Because everyone was saying you'd be nearly dead by now, you'd be this. Well, I was one of them. Commenting on his posts saying, if you were really starving for 16 days, you would be near death by now. If not very, very, very sick. But he's going home at night, so he's probably eating at night. Oh my goodness. Andrew said Penny Wong is acting PM. Oh, God help us. Here in Australia we got, I believe, an infiltrator from the CCP in our parliament, and apparently she's acting PM. But there are questions about that at the moment as well. DOQ said, look at these clowns. Kyle, I went undercover with a hidden camera to expose a Freemason master degree ritual. I was shocked to learn how much of it comes from ancient Talmudic teachings. I'll release a new video every 24 hours to ensure an aspect of the ceremony is exposed. I don't know. What is wrong with men who have to put on an act like this? Seriously. Grown men. It's a mock one.
Grandmaster Hev, I'm glad to meet you. Give me the secrets of a master mason, or I will take your life.
Did you know how to replace the man, no secrets?
Talk not to me about time, place, patience, or the completion of a temple. Give me the secrets of a master mason, or I will take your life.
It behooves you in this rude and violent manner thus to demand no secrets. When the temple's complete, if found worthy, you'll then receive them lawfully as I have.
You have passed Jubileau. Me you cannot pass. My name is Jubileau, well known for my determination of character. What I undertake, that I do. Give me the secrets of a master mason instantly, for I will take your life.
I will not.
What? Still persist? Then die.
Seriously? Oh my goodness. I find this hilarious that grown men are doing this.
This is no time for reflection. What shall we do with the body?
Ah, shut up. I can't do it. I can't listen to it all. I've got second-hand embarrassment for these men. I really do. I don't know. It's pretty stupid if you ask me. Anthony Albanese said at APEC, I'm focused on Australian jobs and trade. I spoke with Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, about its significant investments in Australia, particularly renewable energy, which this clown is giving subsidies to this clown for renewable energy. 2 clowns. Great. He needs to go on holiday and not come back. This guy here, our Prime Minister, is known as Airbus Elbow. He should get on an Airbus, go to China and stay there. Not come back. Joey Manarino said the Pentagon can't tell you where $3.8 trillion went. Meanwhile, if you're $3.80 off on your taxes, an armed IRS agent will be at your door to blow your head off. This is Joe Biden's America. Apparently, allegedly. Valerie said, why did Australia take them? What bloody benefit are they to Australia? What kind of shonky politics is this? Who in their right mind made this deal? Sky News Australia said Shadow Home Affairs Minister James Patterson says the 80 detainees released back into Australian society are only in the country because the crimes they committed were so serious no other country would take them. What the hell is going on? I told you they're bringing in the worst of the worst criminals. Each country, I believe, that all these immigrants are coming from are releasing their prisons, mental asylums into our countries. Hank Mayer said 16 degrees in Melbourne, 2 weeks out of summer, and students are marching through town about climate change. You couldn't make it up. Brainwashed. Because here in Australia, we're supposed to be 2 weeks or less away from summer. 1st of December in Australia is the beginning of summer, and it's not that warm. We've had a couple of warm days, but I'm freezing right now. And we're about to head into a cold change. So it's about to be closer to winter than it is to summer, even though we're closer to summer than we are to winter. Makes sense of that one. Alexandra Marshall said the point is to make cars impossible to drive, not to make roads safer. 2 Melbourne suburbs are set to get 30 kilometres per hour speed limit and expansion of local trial. We already have 40k zones. What they did first was they put them in school zones. So everyone, really couldn't argue with doing 40 kilometres per hour, which is very slow, probably 25 miles an hour or less. I don't know. Anyway, you're crawling through school zones, and most people didn't object to that because they're school zones and there's kids about, right? But then they started to put them in towns, in the main, up here they've got 40-kilometre zones in the main town of Katoomba. I believe in Penrith there are 40k zones in the main part of town. They're starting to expand them. So they're not about safety. Yeah, it's about not... So you're going to crawl. You might as well get a golf buggy and drive that around. Leading reports said breaking. Former President Donald Trump has warned that Special Prosecutor Jack Smith and other leftists pursuing politically motivated cases against him will end up in a mental institution if he's re-elected. I can't wait to see that. Make asylums great again. Dr. Simon Godek said, truth. It's pretty insane that 90% of foods in grocery stores didn't even exist 100 years ago, and neither did 90% of the diseases. And I believe neither did 90% of those things either. But they're right. It's in the food, in the water, in everything we do. Making everyone sick very, very slowly. They don't want to kill everyone because they want to keep customers. They've got to make their money somehow. So they just make you really, really sick. Crystal Mitchell said moving house and called Telstra, which is a phone company here in Australia, to transfer the internet. Spoke with a male with a very thick French accent. He was hard to understand and his communication was bad. Is anyone surprised? Because every telco in Australia, you are sent overseas to someone that you're... Sorry? What was that? Pardon? You can't understand anyone. After trying to explain to him rural properties and working farms, I asked if he understood how shit worked in Australia. Good on you. Seriously. Because they don't understand till you explain it to them. And the communication's not that great, so it's not that good. Josh Dunlap, Ultramaga, said don't forget about this bomb. Adam Schiff visited Epstein Island 78 times. Repost. I will. Shifty ship. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene said yesterday the so-called Secretary of Homeland Security said he is offended by the term invasion that he is purposely facilitating at our southern border. I had only one thing to say in response: resign or we will impeach you. This is Mayorkas.
Mr. Secretary, yes or no, is our country currently being invaded?
Congressman, that is a term that I find to be offensive. A term that I find to be offensive. I find to be offensive.
I find him offensive. Does that do anything? No. You taking offence to something doesn't actually do anything. Doesn't actually... It does nothing.
I find to be offensive.
Term that I find to be offensive.
Does anyone else find it offensive that there's mass immigration? I do, and I'm in Australia, and I find it offensive here. My goodness. D.D. Denslow said the Amish are a perfect example of a large group of unjabbed people. No autism, no autoimmune disease, and no chronic disease. US government study them like a control group but without sharing the data. All jabs are snake oil and they don't want you to know. Just in case you didn't know. Yeah, I've watched many friends whose children, after they had about an 18-month one, children were talking beforehand, normal beforehand, and then they sat there mute and couldn't speak. Couldn't even communicate. Dr. No said Bob Katter asks who's running the country, the High Court or the Australian Labor Party? Because no one knows. People are even asking if the Liberal Party are running Australia at the moment. WB said, oh, how unbelievably funny. Okay? Miss Universe files for bankruptcy after accepting transgender contestants. Get woke, go broke. Donald J. Trump News said, breaking, singer Madonna and Taylor Swift say they will leave the United States if Donald Trump becomes president in 2024. What is your reaction to that? I'd say most Americans would be going, yay. Madonna moved to Portugal in 2017 due to Trump winning. She has since returned to the US. She'll probably leave again. And Taylor has never made this statement. She did, however, speak against Trump in the last election. Well, I remember Cher doing it. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see where they... Don't come here, please, God. Don't let Madonna come here. Or Taylor Swift, actually. DC Drano said, remember when Joe Biden allowed a Chinese spy balloon to float across the entire United States? Now you know why. They're all meeting with Xi Jinping. Jamie McIntyre said, bombshell, Anthony Fauci-run lab in Montana experimented with coronavirus strain shipped from Wuhan a year before COVID pandemic began, allegedly. US taxpayer money was used to experiment with the viruses from Chinese lab thought to be the source of the pandemic more than a year before the global outbreak and investigation is found. And I believe the whole thing was fake. That's just my opinion. The National Institute of Health under Anthony Fauci's leadership infected 12 Egyptian fruit bats with SARS-like viruses called W1V1 at a lab in Montana in 2018, just 15 minutes away from the Maryland Presidential Retreat Camp David. When are these people going to be held accountable? I think we're seeing bits and pieces now. Scott Adams said, well, that was a wasted trip. Kim.com said, Blinken's face when Biden calls President Xi a dictator.
Mr. President, after today, would you still refer to President Xi as a dictator? This is a term that you used earlier this year.
Well, look, he is. I mean, he's a dictator in the sense that he is the guy who runs a country that is a communist country that is based on a form of government totally different than ours.
Mr. President, after today...
Ha 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 ha. See his face? Whoops. I think Biden slipped of the tongue there. I don't know. What do you think? Nikki Mitchell said at 1 p.m. on 11th of November 1975, Governor General here in Australia, Sir John Kerr, handed a letter to Gough Whitlam terminating his appointment as Prime Minister of Australia. Kerr also terminated the appointment of Whitlam's ministers and effectively of his government. So where is our Governor-General now? Who is the Governor-General of Australia? Why aren't they going in and taking Albo out? Oh my goodness. Senator Gerard Rennick said how out of touch is Albanese, our Prime Minister again. Overseas meeting with Larry Fink, a hardcore socialist about investing in renewables. Meanwhile, hard-working Australians are struggling under cost of living crisis brought about by Albanese's incompetence. And Albanese said, I can't speak like him, at APEC I'm focused on Australian jobs and trade. I spoke with Larry, Fink, CEO of BlackRock, about its significant investments in Australia. I read that already. But, yeah, traders, both of them. Baron of Burleigh said, we've defeated the formation of the ALP Aboriginal Elite Socialist Coalition. We stopped them from forming a government protected by the Constitution that could never be unseated. Now we need to stop and unravel the Aboriginal land councils from taking over our country by stealth. Now, I agree. Gunther Eagleman said, how many insurrections do the pro-Hamas Democrats get to have before the FBI hunts them down? I have a high suspicion that they're not going to go and hunt them down. Ale said, so we, fairly so, turn people back at the airports if they didn't declare a previous conviction, but these felons of the worst type are let loose. What is this incompetent failure of a government doing? That's all. But of course jet setting... Oh, that all? What? But of course jet setting around the globe is more important. Again, taxpayers will fork out $180,000 a month to electronically track 84 convicted criminals released from immigration detention as Labor scrambles to ensure community safety. They're not worried about safety. Of the 92 asylum seekers identified by the federal government as being impacted by the High Court ruling that their ongoing detention was unlawful, 64 were previously convicted for very serious and violent offences, amongst them murders, pedos and rapists. Mandatory curfews and electronic bracelets will now be used to monitor the movement of the 84 asylum seekers released so far under new laws Labor rushed through Parliament yesterday. This should tell people in Australia exactly what your government thinks of you. Us. They absolutely don't care. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been able to remove the electronic bracelets and monitoring devices. Gaynor Fauci said breaking. Larry Fink from BlackRock, Alberta Bourla of Pfizer and Blackstone executives are all sitting at a Chinese President Xi Jinping's table at an exclusive dinner in San Francisco. Nothing to see here, no agenda at play here. Didn't Albo, our Prime Minister, just come back from visiting Xi Jinping in China? And now he's in America visiting Xi Jinping and Larry Fink from BlackRock now? Okay. Jack Straw said reposting. Switzerland is the first country in the world to ban mammography. Taken over. Mammography is the largest organised crime against women. Females who get mammograms allegedly don't realise how damaging they are. Few details to consider before deciding on a review. 50 to 60% of positive results are incorrect. Proves there was nothing there at all in 50 to 60% of cases. Upon examination, the breast is compressed with a large weight of 10 kPa, 1,019 kilograms per square metre. Then a healthy, very sensitive mammary tissue is bombarded with radioactive radiation. Stimulates tumour growth and spread of metastasis. Study done at 690,000 records show a large number of breast cancer in completely healthy women after it. Switzerland is the first country in the world to ban them. The criminal medical mafia is aggressively forcing healthy women to undergo mammogram examinations annually to make them profitable patients. Need I say more? Every woman who's undergone this examination knows how painful it is. The breast gets compressed with such a pressure force as if it was inserted into a beast, as if it were being crushed. Yeah, it feels like they're being crushed. Experts warn that men, if they want their partners to be healthy, do not squeeze. Massaging is permissible, do not press, because they can damage the glands, which can lead to a tumour. But on the other hand, mammography, which is like 100 times stronger to hold a man's hand, they recommend, what do they recommend? Okay, well, yeah, don't squeeze them too hard, mate. Shit. Oh my God. Look, I believe it about the mammograms. I don't know about, oh, okay. I'm not going to say a word. Awakened Outlaw said, for what it matters, this is where I'm at currently. This is not any one particular thing so much as it is a cacophony of massive things happening in near unison that only, in my honest opinion, adds to the mathematical improbability that all of this is random. Thoughts? In other words, what he's saying here is none of this is random, there's so much going on. It's not random. Anne Vandersteel said President Joe Biden does not have a valid oath of office on file. To be valid, it must be notarised, apparently. His was never notarised per FOIA request, and he's not the only one. These members of his cabinet don't have one either. Vice President Kamala Harris, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, Secretary of Defence Lloyd Austin, Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen, Secretary of Energy Jennifer Granholm, Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg, Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack, Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken. I read that up there. Secretary of Education, Dr. Miguel A. Cardona. Secretary of Commerce, Gina M. Raimondo. Secretary of Interior, Deb Haaland. Secretary of Labour, Marty Walsh. Deputy Secretary of Labour, Julie Sue. Secretary of Health and Human Services, Xavier Becerra. What in the world is going on here? And the fact checkers have fact checked it and said officials serving in President Biden's administration have taken their oaths of office. Office holders' appointments are effective whether affidavits are filed and notarized or not. The only constitutional requirement is they take an oath which is codified in section 3331. Now, I don't find that helpful because I don't know if I trust it. I don't think I trust that one at all. I trust some of them, but not others. It's very strange. A man of memes said a former acting CIA director has admitted to Congress that he organised the letter that falsely portrayed Hunter Biden's laptop as Russian disinformation in an effort to influence selections, what do you know, in favour of Biden, and that he did so at the direction of current Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Well, apparently he's not even supposed to be there. Look, don't have an oath of office on file. Chuck Costello said breaking report hundreds of patients at Massachusetts Hospital were possibly exposed to HIV and hepatitis, says NBC. A spokesperson for Salem Hospital in Massachusetts revealed on Thursday that almost 450 patients might have been at risk of exposure to hepatitis B, hepatitis C and HIV due to incorrect IV medication procedures. Do you believe it? This issue affecting patients who underwent endoscopy, which is a tube down the throat to inspect your stomach, a diagnostic procedure using a camera to view inside the body, spanned approximately 2 years. The hospital became aware of the potential exposure risks earlier in the year and promptly rectified the practice, as noted in a statement. We sincerely apologise to those who have been impacted, and we remain committed to delivering high-quality, compassionate healthcare to the community. Have they ever actually done that? Is this a scare thing? Make you fear at all? I don't trust things that make you scared either. Cat Turd said, so it begins. Breaking 911 said, Biden, I want to talk about Governor Newsom. Want to thank him. He's been one hell of a governor, man. Matter of fact, he could be anything he wants. He could have the job I'm looking for. What the hell? I believe they're putting Gavin Newsom forward as going to be the next representative of the Democrat Party. Instead of Biden, maybe.
2 years ago, when the United States offered to host this summit, we knew we needed a location dynamic and diverse, and as APAC itself. APAC in San Francisco, here we are. I want to talk about Governor Newsom. I want to thank him. He's been one hell of a governor, man. Matter of fact, he could do anything he wanted. He could have the job I'm looking for.
So he's going to take over, I believe. It's not going to be Michelle Obama. Well, maybe she might throw her hat in too, but looks like Gavin Newsom's going to be the one. Mark PG said Greens should be labelled a terrorist organisation here in Australia. They are without a doubt the most left-leaning party in Australian history. A rabble of socialist misfits. How 10% of the population votes for this mob is beyond belief. It is. Because they do seriously get 10% of the population votes. God help us. Nick Sauter said just in, New York appeals Judge David Friedman, I don't know how to say the name anymore, said the judge that has barred Trump from commenting on his New York litigation violated Trump's right of freedom of speech. Judge Engoron, who presided over Trump's civil trial in New York, was exposed by law rumor for both his and his family's anti-Trump inherent biases. It's no surprise Engoron sanctions are being criticised by higher courts. The persecution of Trump is 100% political. This is the man that did the shirtless photo, you know. Okay. Proud Army brat said New York appellate judge David Friedman has just lifted the gag order for Trump, his attorneys, and everyone else involved in his civil fraud case. Judge Friedman said there's a cause for concern that it violated the former president's First Amendment rights. There you go, he's free to comment now. I've just read that twice. Kate M. said Migration Amendment Bridging Visa Conditions Bill 2023. Early on Thursday, Labor here in Australia rejected the Coalition's proposed amendments designed to stop the released detainees getting jobs with children, going within 150 metres of a school or contacting their victims. But now Labor's not only accepted the opposition's legislative changes to quell community fears, but also conceded that the opposition's political assessment of the need for absolute urgency and the sense of crisis. So they've just conceded to the Liberal Party. So well done, Peter Dutton. He managed to get it turned around, so at least they can't go near schools or stop getting jobs with children. What's going on? I don't even know anymore. Are they out? Are they in? Are they being sent home? Who knows? Laura Loomis said just in, Elon Musk will not be speaking at the globalist Apex CEO Summit in San Francisco. It's currently taking place. He's been replaced by Biden's climate czar, John Kerry. And Elon's speech appears to have been cancelled at the last minute after after Biden called Xi Jinping a dictator. Maybe Kerry's being brought in to do damage control? He looked stunned yesterday after Biden's speech. Everyone stood up and Kerry remained seated after Biden's speech, visibly in shock. Some damage control going on. Dr. Russell McGregor said this is from Half Chan. Got 4chan, 8chan, Half Chan? Okay. The assumption is that if it's real, then massive exposure will cause a stand down. Here are the cities cited. Washington, D.C., San Francisco, CA, Santa Clara, CA, Los Angeles, CA, San Diego, CA, Arlington, VA, Alexandria, VA, Dallas, TX, all major Florida cities, Boston, MA, Raleigh, NC, Philadelphia, PA, Detroit, is that MI, Denver, CO, Chicago, IL, Kansas City, MO, Oklahoma City, OK, Seattle, WA, Tucson, AZ, Phoenix, Arizona. Why is Israel funding Hamas if they see them as their enemy? Why are they funding attacks to happen on US soil? 15 cities will be targeted, airports, subway stations, and banks will all be hit. We're on a ticking time bomb, assets are in place all over, and will be activated soon. CIA is involved. CIA Officer James Blank is the current Chief of Operations on Project Catastrophe. Previously known stations, Kiev, Ukraine from 2014 to 2017, Head of Internal Management and Foreign Affairs, Corporate Liaison of MacPron, a cover shell company used for Ukraine intelligence officers. CIA Officer Blank, current COS Gaza City, Palestine. Previous stations, Kabul, Afghanistan from 2019 to 2021, and Baghdad, Iraq, 2016 to 2018. Looks like someone's organising something. Just beware if you're in any of these places, near any major cities. Just be aware of what's around you. Be very sharp on the lookout, you know. David Crisafulli said, breaking, we've taken our fight to the floor of Parliament to demand the Premier stop spending hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars secretly polling Queenslanders and immediately make the results they've received to date public. Because this is what Queensland Premier has been doing, spending a lot of money to poll Queenslanders and then hide the results. It's insane. The amount of waste these politicians, honestly. Mark PG said a family member arrested? Oh, okay. A family member, a rostered on Labor voter, said to me the sight of Albanese makes her physically sick. So the person who probably voted for Albanese now is making her sick. He's a weak little man masquerading around the world with his bimbo, young enough to be his daughter. Yuck. Needless to say, they won't be voting Labor again with Elmer in charge. Yeah, his nickname's Elmer Fudd. Avi Yamini said BBC forced to apologise for getting caught reporting shocking fake news. Pass it on for the world to see.
And now an apology from the BBC. BBC News, as it covered initial reports that Israeli forces has entered Gaza's main hospital. We said that medical teams and Arab speakers were being targeted. This was incorrect and misquoted a Reuters report. We should have said IDF forces included medical teams and Arabic speakers for this operation. So we apologise for this error, which fell below our usual editorial standards. The correct version of events was broadcast minutes later.
I don't believe that's fell below their standards. I believe that is their standards. Fake news. Tom Borelli, PhD, said, do you think the 2020 selection was stolen from Trump using fake ballots in Liberal areas like Fulton, Georgia? Yes or no? Well, I believe it's coming out. It's coming out. Shazzy James said, happy Wednesday. Oh my God. Horse and see you in the NT. Oh, Jacinda Ardern, New Zealand's Prime Minister, and Dan Andrews was the Premier of Victoria here in Australia. The two people with some of the worst lockdowns ever. Horse and see you in the NT. Cliff said, I asked what would be the most effective strategy to foil the following plot. A group of space aliens is... Oh, this is interesting. Okay, if you believe in aliens, demons or the deep state, right? This could go with any one of them. Okay, so Cliff asked what would be the most effective strategy to foil the following plot. A group of space aliens is hiding out on Earth. They may be on Antarctica. Due to superior technology, they have power. Some perhaps over humans, like physically. In any event, they are intent on taking over Earth and altering humanity to be their slaves and serve as a food source. They have control of much of the media, say 80% of corporate media, and perhaps 30% of alternative. They control movies, radio, TV. They control maybe 50% of the judiciary, all the politicians accepting perhaps 20%. Most humans are not aware of their existence, nor would believe it if informed of it due to long-standing media control by the space aliens. An intrepid band of humans thinks they've discovered the alien conspiracy. What should be their strategy? From Chat AI. They went and got advice if there was an alien takeover of the Earth. What would Chat AI do? And this is what they said. To address a scenario as complex and intricate as the one described, where space aliens are covertly attempting to take over Earth, an effective strategy would need to be multifaceted, highly coordinated and adaptable. The strategy would focus on gathering evidence, raising awareness, building alliances and leveraging technology and human resilience. Here's a proposed strategy framework. Gathering concrete evidence, the first step would be to gather indisputable evidence of the alien presence and their intentions. This includes physical proof, testimonies, any alien technology that can be analysed. Given the advanced nature of the aliens, this step might involve cyber espionage, infiltration, or the use of advanced surveillance techniques. Forming a covert network. Establish a global network of trusted individuals and groups who are either aware of the alien presence or open to the possibility. This network would include scientists, military personnel, hackers, journalists, and other influential individuals who can operate under the radar. Developing counter-technology. Working with scientists and engineers to develop technology that can counter the aliens' advanced capabilities, especially their psychic powers. This might involve electronic countermeasures, specialised weaponry, or protective gear. Information warfare and public awareness. Since the aliens control much of the media, the strategy would involve finding ways to disseminate the gathered evidence to the public without using mainstream channels. This could be through underground networks, independent media outlets, online platforms, or even creating new secure communications channels. Creating alliances, seek out potential allies, including other governments, private organisations, and possibly other extraterrestrial beings who may be opposed to the invading aliens' agenda. Guerrilla tactics. Given the overwhelming power imbalance, the human resistance would need to employ guerrilla tactics. This includes hit-and-run attacks, sabotage, cyber warfare, and using the element of surprise to their advantage. Legal and political manoeuvres. Utilise the part of the judiciary and political figures not under alien control to initiate investigations, pass protective legislation, and take legal actions against entities collaborating with or controlled by the aliens. Protecting and liberating control zones. Strategise to protect zones that are not under alien control and liberate the areas that are, using both conventional and unconventional warfare strategies. Psychological and cultural resistance. Foster a culture of resistance and resilience among the human population. This includes educating people on psychological warfare, survival skills, and the importance of remaining vigilant. Long-term sustainability. Develop strategies for long-term sustainability, including securing resources, safe zones, and creating self-sufficient communities. Negotiation and diplomacy. If possible, explore diplomatic channels to negotiate with the aliens or create terms for coexistence, though this might be a long shot given their hostile intentions. Global unity and solidarity. Encourage a sense of global unity and solidarity against the common alien threat, transcending national, cultural, and political differences. Given the science fiction nature of this scenario, the strategy combines elements of espionage, military tactics, science and technology, and psychological warfare, all within a framework of global resistance and unity. It's a speculative approach to an extraordinary and hypothetical situation. Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? That's why I said, whether you replace the aliens with deep state or even demons, I don't know, whatever you believe in. Oh dear. It's really interesting. Tom Lucre, breaker of narratives, said, breaking, Will Smith has denied the claim that he had relations with Dwayne Martin. Will Smith's rep told TMZ the story is completely fabricated and the claim is unequivocally false. Well, hello, I didn't even know this was going on until I seen this. Him denying it. Okay, there you go. Do you believe him? Craig Kelly said the jab fanatics are intentionally killing this little girl. Rather than admit their jabs are at best useless, they prefer this little girl to die. They're a sick, murderous cult. Karma will find them. Cafe Locked Out, 832, said, end medical segregation in Australia. Our children are 1 and 2 precious. Dazelle refused a lung transplant for not taking the jab. Poor kid. Ben Fordham Live said, you're paying to support dangerous detainees. People released from immigration detention are receiving taxpayer-funded welfare. There are murderers and predators on that list, and your money's going in their pockets. They get health care, rent, help, welfare. Australia's apart. Herald Sun says, opinion Dan Andrews is uniquely despised by many in the state that he ruled with an iron fist for close to a decade, so it's no surprise he's been blackballed from the peninsula's premier's golf course. Ha ha. Sucko, Dan. Then we've got Craig Kelly. Never forget how quickly the people like Jane Caro ignored the science and promoted medical fascism and abuses of human rights. And for avoidance of doubt, using threats of prejudice and discrimination to coerce someone to undergo a medical intervention is a direct violation of Article 6.1 of the Universal Declaration of Bioethics and Human Rights. But hey, who cares about the respect for human dignity, human rights and fundamental freedoms? This lady sure doesn't.
For people who really can't get vaccinated. But this sort of thing is being done in a lot of countries around the world, in a lot of states in America. You just can't get into things if you're not vaccinated.
No, and I think that is sensible. I mean, there's two ways to change behaviour. You either push on hope or you push on fear. And hope is, if I get vaccinated, I'll be able to go and participate and take my life back to some semblance of the way it used to be. Fear is a vaccination passport. If you don't get vaccinated, there's things you will not be able to do that other people can do. And these are both perfectly legitimate ways of getting people to change their behaviour.
Exemptions for people who...
No, it's not. Apparently it goes against Article 6.1 of the Universal Declaration of Bioethics and Human Rights, love. So there you go. It's not legal. Jack Straw said, what if I told you another truth that existed in 1900 but cured patient is a lost client and therefore had to be banned? Until 1833, cannabis sativa was the largest agricultural crop in the world, and it was possible to obtain countless different products from this plant because the hemp plant has the most resilient natural fibre in the world. You can buy fabrics, oils, medicines and paper from it. Until 1900, most textiles were hemp and about 50% of drugs on sale for almost the entire second half of the 19th century. Over 25,000 cellulose products from dynamite to cellophane. But as early as, well, there goes the vegan bombs, maybe? But as early as 1900 in the United States, surprising newspapers started to appear in the dangers of in this damn plant that drove black people crazy and made them play the devil's music. That's when the blues were born. And a healed patient who can also dress, eat and draw energy from the plant was a lost customer. So cannabis or hemp had been banned in all its forms. It couldn't compete with the emerging cotton, processed food and oil industries. It used to be called marijuana. No, sorry. A derogatory allusion to the Mexican... Oh, okay. The first to bring this plant to the US, who smoked it after hours of hard work. Today, the substance that kills most people in the world, beats, AIDS, heroin, crack, alcohol, cocaine, road accidents, fire and crime combined, is tobacco. However, in many countries it receives state subsidies, and radioactive fertilizers are also used in its production. Tobacco kills nearly 8 million lives annually worldwide, alcohol over 3 million. Caffeine is also responsible for nearly 10,000 deaths each year, and another 7,500 people, US alone, killed by painkillers. If you think of addiction, for example, before cannabis, addiction levels, according to the World Health Organization, including nicotine, alcohol, heroin, cocaine, painkillers and coffee, 4 of the 6 substances listed, to which there may be added sugar, according to a new study, are legal. It's time to understand. There you go. That's what used to be called medicine. Poisonous in overdoses. Has anyone ever overdosed? You get the munchies. I don't know. Leading report, breaking. Rep Marjorie Taylor Greene just introduced an amendment to defund the salary of Assistant Secretary of Health Richard Levine due to his support of castrating children who suffer from gender dysphoria. Good stuff. That's the one who, looks like a bit of a dragon. I don't know. Just my opinion. Declaration of memes, said Bidenomics in a nutshell. Increase the prices by 200% and drop them by 30% and then take the credit for it. That's about right. Okay, Anthony Albanese, what a hypocrite. Leaders have a responsibility to unite the country, not divide it. And yet he tried to with a voice. But let's listen to him yell for a couple of minutes. Oh, God, do I have to?
At a time when there is social division, leaders have a choice. They have a choice to either bring people together or divide them.
Ha, you had that choice, mate. He had that choice. And he didn't. He chose to divide Australia.
Try to look for unity or look for opportunism.
Opportunistic.
And what we have seen from this bloke here is consistent with his entire political career has been based upon division. Now, Jewish Australians are fearful at the moment. The sort of activity that is occurring is scaring them, and I stand with them. No one should threaten people because of their religion or their race in this country. It is also the case that Arab Australians and Islamic Australians and women wearing hijabs in the streets of Sydney and Melbourne are being threatened, and I stand against that as well. The idea of selective human rights is one that I stand against. So I'm opposed to any innocent life being lost. We have responsibilities.
Oh, he's a half-wit, mate. Seriously? There needs to be alcohol and drug testing before they enter Parliament, as far as I'm concerned. Did you hear them? It sounds like a bunch of school children. And him screaming at the top of his... Just because you're loud doesn't mean you're right, mate. I think a lot of people need to learn that. Because they think if they talk over someone and they're loud enough that they're right. And they say it enough times, but it's not true. Sorry. Kyle Becker said, breaking news, as feared, the FCC has authorised Biden's woke takeover of the internet. FCC adopts rules to prevent and eliminate digital discrimination. What about, okay, well, the Federal Communications Commission has adopted final rules to prevent digital discrimination of access to broadband services based on income level, race, ethnicity, colour, religion, or national origin. Can this be used by Conservatives at all? Discrimination. I think they've done something they don't realise what they've done. I don't know, just my opinion. They want to ensure all Americans have equal access to reliable high-speed broadband services without discrimination based on characteristics listed in the statute. This could turn on them. We know what they're going to try and do. This is how woke politics rooted in critical race theory is driving a complete takeover of all aspects of American life. Equity and identity politics are being used to subvert the nation's institutions. Well, I think Conservatives should use it and go back at them. The first step to a globalist shadow cabal taking over this country is taking over and control of our information. Today we saw the Biden regime take a bold step towards that corrupt end. Alarming. Well, anyone who gets discriminated against online, I'd be complaining. Chuck Costello said, just in, Trump team seeks mistrial on tainted fraud case, citing judge overwhelming bias. In this case, the evidence of apparent and actual bias is tangible and overwhelming. Such evidence, coupled with an unprecedented departure from standard judicial procedure, has tainted these proceedings and a mistrial is warranted. Trump alleges that the trial has been marked by prejudiced decisions from Justice Arthur Engoron and includes what he terms as co-judging by the judge's chief law clerk, Alison Greenfield. Okay, Ocarina Jones said impossible. Transition to renewables low on energy and intent, Graham Lloyd, the Australian, November 15th, 2023. The Albanese government is facing a long, hot summer of disappointment on its climate change and energy ambition. Projects are delayed and over budget, and private companies are holding back on investments because they can't compete with a government determined to pick winners. The promised investment certainty for businesses in Labor's legislated emissions reduction target has proved to be a mirage. Business wants government to stay in its lane and do the heavy lifting on a rollout of $20 billion worth of transmission lines that nobody wants in their own backyard. For Mr. Albanese, the verdict from one institutional investor quoted by Infrastructure Partnerships Australia says it all. I've not met a single person in the ecosystem that believes there is any possibility of meeting the 2030 target. It's mathematically impossible today. With the current framework for approvals, construction costs and timelines, the procurement methods, they said. Meanwhile, inflation, higher interest rates, reliability issues and environmental concerns are pulling the plug on offshore wind internationally. Billions of dollars worth of investments have been scuttled in North America and the UK because they are no longer economic. The same companies want the Albanese government to relax local content rules and set state and federal targets. At home, a new report shows green investments are still at the top of the list, but 4 out of 10 infrastructure investors are not prepared to risk money in areas where government wants to be a player rather than just set the rules. The government's favoured hydrogen revolution has been put at the end of their infrastructure investment wish list together with nuclear. A push by government to renationalise parts of the energy sector will only make things worse. Billionaire Andrew Forrest has packed his bags on a planned renewable energy zone in the Pilbara, which was supposed to make his iron ore operations carbon neutral, and redirected his attention to the Biden government's subsidy-laden Inflation Reduction Act in the US. Meanwhile, Chris Bowen is planning a new era of tariff protectionism via a carbon border adjustment scheme, as the low emissions future is extended beyond energy to include agriculture, industry and housing. So everyone's going to have to be environmentally friendly with agriculture, industry and housing. We're going to go nowhere fast. New tariffs are designed to protect industry from competition as they transition to a low emissions future using technologies that do not yet exist. Bowen says the future will be built on emissions product standards, public funding and multinational initiatives. So the public are funding this BS. It's going to die in the arse anyway. The real issue is emphasised on Tuesday by the Australian Energy Market Operator, which warned of possible reserve shortfalls in multiple regions over an expected hot summer. Where'd that hot summer go? Can't see it anywhere. It said there was potential for unplanned electricity gas plant outages to degrade system reliability in all regions. It's too late to change the weather. Power magazine, you can't change it by giving anyone money anyway, bloody idiots. Or even going wind and solar. They're worse for the environment than what coal is. Power magazine reports China will give coal-fired power plants a guaranteed payment for every MW of capacity to ensure a stable power supply across the country. Chinese officials have repeatedly said the country needs to expand its coal-fired power generation, at least for another few years, due to the variability of power output from renewables. There is bad news on nuclear as well. NuScale, the US company most advanced in the pursuit of small-scale modular reactors, has pulled the pin on its one contract because of rising prices. As the UN gets ready for its annual conference this time in Dubai in December, decarbonisation is proving to be not easy anywhere. Number 1, Chris Bowen is planning a new era of tariff protectionism. Number 2, these are pictures, are they? Giving, shout out to the pictures and stuff. There you go. What a bunch of idiots. I think children could run our parliament better than these people could. Polybard said, aren't you the clown that literally just spent $400 million trying to create 2 separate classes of citizens in the Constitution of Australia? We need an RBT at every door of Parliament House. I would say an RBT, random breath test, and an RDT, random drug test. Okay, and people are not liking Anthony Albanese. Rob Smith said, I'm going to try and get creative here, that lousy F-word Albanese is effing off to America and leaving us here with convicted murders and pedos roaming around. Don't leave until you legislate new laws to keep the grubs locked up. That's what Australians, most normal Australians, think of Albanese and what he's done. Declaration of Memes says socialists in a nutshell. Smash capitalism. Smashing capitalism with a $1,200 Mac and a $7 Starbucks drink. Oh, they're using capitalism, but they hate capitalism. I reckon send them all overseas on an island somewhere and let them live without capitalism and with socialism or communism or whatever they want to do and see how they go. I really want to see how they go. Go and do it. Lead by example. Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, all of you, go off to an island, right? Leave your money behind. Share it with everyone. That's what you want to do. Share everyone else's money with everyone. Matt Wallace said after another buying spree, Bill Gates now owns over 242,000 acres of farmland across 18 states. His goal is to eventually completely end the meat industry. Bill's delusions and desire for control, power, have led to thousands of farmers losing their livelihoods. The majority of the world will never accept fake meat as permanent substitute for the real deal, no matter how steak-like it looks. Many of the chemicals used to make certain types of fake meat are known to cause cancer and a whole host of other scary health issues. Never trust lab-grown food from a man who openly supports the depopulation of Earth. And trusting him with one of them is just like, why? He wants to depopulate the Earth. Bill Gates does. Why on earth would you take anything he recommends? I would never. Unmasking mainstream media said he must have seen the polls absolutely telling them to bugger off with the masks and fear-mongering because they're trying to bring it back here in Australia. Australians versus the agenda update. Queensland Chief Health Officer John Gerard announced a COVID-19 press conference for absolutely no reason. Ready for it?
So what I'm saying to you, I am making no general recommendation about mask wearing in public or in healthcare facilities. I'm making no general recommendation about mask wearing in public or in healthcare facilities. That would be disproportionate to the level of risk. Health facilities themselves will determine the need for masking, and it will vary from health facility to health facility. So you might, for example, see cases of COVID in one ward, and a decision may be made by the Health Infection Control Department that in that ward people need to wear masks. If there are a lot of cases in one hospital, it may be that they recommend that anyone visiting that hospital wears a mask, but this is going back to normal practice. The public health emergency is over, and the response that we undertake now must be proportionate.
So pretty much said nothing at all. Oh my goodness, I think they were going to go in with the masks everyone, until he's right, seeing the polls telling them to bugger off. Pee off, go away. Malcolm Roberts said absolutely not, this isn't about health, it's about fear, that's all the masks are useful for. Will any government want to explain to Australia why we're apparently on the 8th wave when there's 6 boosters available? Because now this person's saying, hang on, when was this? November the 15th and November the 15th, okay. I think the mainstream media are getting a bit confused here.
Well, Queensland is being asked to mask up once again by some doctors at public gatherings and hospitals as Australia faces an 8th COVID wave.
I know, she's saying the same thing as the last guy said in certain hospitals and...
in Queensland at least. Lauren Forbes joins us from the Gold Coast. Lauren, how's the health system actually coping at the moment?
Well, Laura, Queensland's health system is under pressure as hospitalisations more than triple since the start of this 8th COVID-19 wave. There are currently 245 people receiving treatment for the virus in Queensland hospitals. That's up from...
with a PCR test that can't tell the difference between influenza A, influenza B and COVID.
75 since the start of last month. The COVID variant BA285 has been detected in Queensland, but it is very much unclear as to whether that is causing the increase in COVID-19 cases across the state. Now, doctors are...
blah, 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 BS, BS, more BS. BS everywhere. Bill Malugan said, breaking, New York Times reports NYC Mayor Eric Adams has announced that due to the financial impact of ongoing migrant arrivals, the city will have to make budget cuts that will reduce the New York PD officers to below 30,000. Sounds like a great idea. Not. And slash the education department by $1 million. That's a good idea, amongst other cuts. He wants more cuts. He warns more cuts will be necessary unless the city receives more federal money to help with migrant arrivals. So he's holding the city to ransom by getting the police force under 30,000 and probably threatening all the leftists that they're going to defund the Department of Education by $1 billion. All those woke people, I don't know, what are they going to do? Marjorie Taylor Greene said, wow, Judge Amy Totenberg declared the electronic voting machines used by the state of Georgia have substantial flaws. Georgia must get rid of our machines and go paper ballots before the 2024 election. Is there a thread? I told election denier Piers Morgan that 2020 was played with. Piers said it's not been proven in the courts. Here's your proof, Piers. Piers Morgan's a dimwit. Okay. And that's it. That's the news. 1 hour and 10 minutes of news. And I'm going to have a cough. Okay. So, let's go back. Okay, where am I? Oh, shoot. I was waiting for that. Didn't want to say anything till it jumped. Then I've got to go back. Okay. Hey, Tiki Doll, how you going? Hey, Carl, how you going? Alex said, loving your hair. Oh, thank you. I don't like... When you've got curly hair, you want straight hair, and when you've got straight hair, you want curly hair, and I don't know, I'm never happy. Straight or curly, I'm just not happy. It's got to grow quicker. Tiki Doll, how you going? Just lurking today. Thank you, Hev, for the uplift. And Dealey's in here, and Nada said it's the second one means hope in Croatian. Nada, okay. Void said, looking snug, Hev. Yeah, it's cold here. Dealey said, oh, Hev, love your curls. Oh, my God. I'm glad you guys do. I don't. Donna got the... I wanted to thank Donna, Fred and Donna. Thank you for the... I forgot to thank you the other day for the donation last live stream before I had a break. Alex said, I remember seeing James Elefantis' Twitter page full of discuss. I remember that too. Out to lunch said, hi all, in the car. Okay, you're in the car. Dealey said, yes, it was, Alex. Luna said, I had to watch my cousin's baby last night. She was taken to hospital, so I've been up most of the nights, but it's been fun having the little guy over. Oh, aren't they cute, the grandkids? Oh, I love my grandkids. I was babysitting mine yesterday, and she's just so cute. And then my mum, you know, and doing the things that, you know, you got to do. Plus cleaning, and Kai said had to hop back on out to lunch. I didn't block you. Don't be mad at me. Dealey said, is that crybaby vegan for real? Unfortunately, I think it might be. Alex said another one seemed to disappear into the abyss, although I haven't been on Twitter for ages, Dealey. Dealey said, Alex, I'll get my Twitter info from Hev. Oh, God love you. Yeah, I haven't been on there much the last few weeks. Just with everything going on with my mum and my granddaughter and babysitting, and my daughter's finding that she has to go back to work, and because she's struggling and everyone's struggling, and our Prime Minister's flying off overseas. Wish he'd friggin' stay there. Luna said she's been having trouble with the ligaments in her ankle, and yesterday it dislocated. Ooh, Luna, I hope she's okay. Pray for your daughter. Alex said, crying over emojis, people need to toughen up, man. Flippin' heck, I know. Seriously. Meat emojis. They don't like the meat. They're crying over the meat emojis. Just not on. Alex said, I was sending love and prayers for your cousin, sorry, not your daughter. It was your cousin. I tore the ligament in my foot years ago and still hurts sometimes, Luna. Alex said, same, I got kicked off it 3 years ago and I refused to sign up again, Dealey. Kai said, much love, everyone. I've got to get back at it. May God, the creator of... I always say, may the God. I read it around the wrong way every time, Kai. May God, the creator of creation, bless and keep us all, and may the force be with you. Go forth and do well, my son. Alex said, take care and see you soon. Love to you and Tony Kai. Shannon said, I watched a YouTuber go 55 days no food, just water. He can last 16 days. Okay. Yeah, I've been watching I Shouldn't Be Alive a bit too much. Hey, Menacing Muskrat, how you going? MJ, how you going? MJ said, hi, I'm late, but I'm here. Alex said, not too bad, hope you're well, Menacing. Thumbs it up, folks, says Menacing. D. Lee said, that's a good one, second-hand embarrassment of the hidden hand. Yeah, I don't know what grown men get out of doing shit like that. It's weird, if you ask me. Really weird. Menacing Muskrat said, yeah, warmest winter ever. Yeah, we had one of them this year. Oh, well, not warmest winter, but just no snow. Alex said, oh, only minus 30. Menacing Muskrat. Sherry said, sad grown-ups doing this, more money than sense. How bored their lives must be to be play acting like a child. That's what it looks like to me. Like kids play acting. I don't know. Strange people doing strange things. Menacing Muskrat said, hi, it's minus 4 and low is minus 12 Celsius. Crazy, Alex. Alex said, I think that might be why they end up doing more nefarious stuff. Too much money, Sherry. And D. Lee said, I've seen it, MJ. Alex said, do you have any snow yet, Menacing Muskrat? We're apparently supposed to be getting a deep freeze of minus 20 degrees at some point. Wow. Menacing Muskrat said, Alex, Barbara Streisand says she's moving to England if Trump wins again. We're all on the floor laughing. Oh, dear. Poor England. Poor Portugal, if Madonna's moving there, or moved there. And poor bloody Hawaii with Oprah owning a home there. Burning down the place. Burning down the house. Alex said, where was the link? I've seen a bit about Cabbage Patch Kids and orphan trains, but not for a while, MJ. MJ said, D. Lee, have you seen the 1994 version, the extra clips at the end? Crazy makes me sure of things. Alex said, I bet she won't. Idle threats at Menacing Muskrat. D. Lee said, MJ, no, I didn't see the 94 remake. MJ said, Alex, Mind unveiled a couple of them. But the one linked to Little Rascals is crazy. Menacing Muskrat said 78 times and Anthony Bourdain witnessed Adam Shifty Shift at the Motel Montague in San Francisco. Ooh. Monto or Montague? I don't know. Pat said, if you take offence, take the gate too. D. Lee said, Alex, YouTube channel, mine unveiled. Hey, Zal, how you going? D. Lee said, good one, Pat. Yeah, that is a good one, Pat. How you going, Pat? I forgot to say hello. And Zal, how you going? Alex said, thank you, D. Lee. I'll check that out. Link for anyone else interested. Little Rascals Unveiled, Orphans and Early Hollywood and Cabbage Patches. Ooh. And then MJ said, Hev, your hair curly is lovely. I wish my hair curled like that. I had to get the mousse to get it. Otherwise it goes like that and then the end goes straight and it's weird. I don't know. So I have to scrunch it with mousse to get it to all curl. This morning when I woke up, I looked again like Gene Wilder. You know, that fuzzy hair. Oh my goodness. Sal said, Coof never been proven to exist. Yes. MJ said, Alex, I took in bits. I ain't gonna lie, it's disturbing. Okay, what have we got? Alex said, I bet it is. I remember seeing something about baby viewing tanks years ago and thought they were, where are all the parents? Crazy, MJ. Sal said, our Governor General is just a stooge of whichever party is in. MJ said, elbow, 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 sounds good. Menacing Muskrat said, Blinken also almost looks like Jeb Bush at Bush's funeral. Yeah, that face. That, oh my God, what did he just say? Face. Alex has put all my other links in there. Thank you, Alex. And MJ said, Alex, there was a fattening growth process. I saw pictures. They grew and fattened them in 1 hour, the sign said. I don't know what the hell's going on. No. Kevin said, I think Linda Burney is or is going to be Governor General of the... Oh, no, please, no. Not Linda Burney. Governor General, no, 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 please, no, 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 no. Oh, my God. How you going, Kevin, anyway? Alex said, fattening them up for what, MJ? Maybe the aliens. And Kevin said, g'day all. MJ said, gonna share something. Duran Duran made an Arcadia album. Song lyric videos. Skin Trade song. Union of the Snake. Disturbing video. Oh, really? I used to love Duran Duran when I was very, very young. They had some really, really questionable songs that I should not have been listening to when I was like 10. Alex, I was supposed to have a mammogram once and I cancelled. Pat retracted the message. MJ said election day from Arcadia. Arcade is a game. Video games or virtual. Is there something I should know? Please, please tell me now. Was in Freaky Twilight Zone movie. I hated Charles' mouth. Disappeared. Goodbye is Forever is from Arcadia album. January 6th date. Prominently in the beginning of video. Song with sigil symbols. Election day song from it. 2 Wild Boys Notorious song they tell you. Ah. I'm going to have to go back and have a look. I think they were part of corrupting the youth back then. Girls on Film being one of them. Have you seen the film clip for it? Soft porn. Alex said a mix of spirulina, wheatgrass and cocoa turns the body alkaline. Cancer can't survive an alkaline, neutralises the body. I used to take this and never felt better. I need to start taking it again. Yeah, I've got spirulina tablets somewhere. Pat said a doctor told me I had ropey tissue in my breast when I found a lump. He was right. I still have that lump. I was 19. I'm now 78. No problems. Look, I heard many years ago that the lumps come and go in women. And a lot of people treated for the big C actually don't have the big C. Yeah, I don't get them. I don't get them. I don't want to be squished like that. No, thank you. MJ said, I'm not getting my boobs squished, Alex. I do not. Exactly, MJ. No boob squishies. MJ said, Arcadia is Khazar people. Dealey said, that's great, Pat. Alex said, nor me, MJ. I'll never look back after I discovered we can heal ourselves. Menacing Muskrat said, never ever had a mammogram, just never showed up. Yeah, they tried and say here in Australia, if you're over a certain age, you should go every 6 months. Okay. Should go and probably get your breast squished and possibly get cancer every 6 months. I don't know. Alex said, I think it's the treatment that finishes people off. Glad everything is still okay, Pat. Yeah. Hey, Xenotron, how you doing? Teresa, how you going? MJ said, my auntie did and my MIL both shortly after conveniently had breast cancer. Oh. Menacing Muskrat said, hello, Xenotron. Mr. Hominoid, how you going? Xena said, Angoran looks like he's saying, do you think I'm sexy? More like it. Alex said, same description of what they do was enough to make me cancel my appointment years ago. Yeah, exactly. Who wants to be squished? I know people who go and get it every 6 months, thinking that, you know, the medical people are telling them the truth. Everyone's saying hello. Sarah said, guys, hey, so glad to be here with you all. I'm so glad you're all here, otherwise I'd be talking to myself. Be a bit boring, maybe. Pat said it's a little bit like pointing the bone, Alex. They tell you have something and then they give it to you. Yeah, that's what I think. MJ said, dang it, where is Carl? Where is damn it Mandy? Mr. Hominoid said, hi MJ, good to see ya. Zena said, Hev, love, a woman of many faces, your hair looks so cute. Yeah, I look different with straight hair than curly hair and controlled curled hair, which I can't do for the life of me. I need a hairdresser to help me style my hair. Although this looks alright, so it's just going to have to be like this for a while. Alex said, Carl was here earlier, not seen Mandy for a few weeks. Hope she's okay. Definitely. D-Lee said, I thought Carl was in the chat. He was at the beginning. Sandra said, hey, all my dearest ones. MJ said, always think, yes, Mandy is good. I know it. Nursing Muskrat said, Alex, yes, they really pushed in Canada Stan. Now they're pushing the 2 times jab. MJ said, Darren here? Both stews? D-Lee said, if they were here, they are good people. Zena said, all that money spent on the show of CCP support only to have it all undone with a word. What a waste. Yeah. Well, hopefully Biden has, got Xi Jinping on the wrong side now, so... calling him a dictator. A dictator! I don't know why I did that. Okay. Shannon said, hello all, sorry been listening while doing dishes and getting the boys breakfast. Oh, good on you, Shannon. Doing well. Helping out in the home. It sounds like you always do anyway. Zentron said, good people with their finger on the pulse, D-Lee. MJ said, pancakes, yum. Yes, don't make me hungry again. Please. I did eat before I came on, but talking about food makes my mouth water and makes my stomach growl like you wouldn't believe. Well, you would believe because you heard it. What did you think of the thunder menacing muskrat a couple of weeks ago? Was it loud? Really loud? Menacing Muskrat said, thanks heaven sent for being here. It's overwhelming at times. Great to be here to visit with our incredible Hevite family. God love you. I'm glad you're here too. Otherwise, as I said, I'd be talking to myself. That might get boring. Although then again, Sandtron said they have spent all our resources making a tapestry that only they can see. We just need to get to see all the nose on the underside. I think we're getting to see things. I don't know if anyone's been watching Robert Gouveia on YouTube or Rumble. And he does the legal cases, court cases. He discusses them, what's going on. And there's a lot of things going on right now. And I remember people saying, oh, we're going to be shown a movie of this, that, and, trials and all that. Well, I think we're seeing the beginning of it anyway. MJ said usual standards are lies. D-Lee said UTOMJ said a food word. Alex said, what about all their other misinformation, BBC? Yes, exactly. I think that's just the norm for them. Like most of our mainstream news. MJ said, uh-oh, what a mess. What, I mess up? No yum-yums to be mentioned? No, it's okay. My stomach will just start growling and my mouth will be watering. So I'll have over-salivating in my mouth, Menacing Muskrat says, Shannon, how socks? Praying all is well? Tell us a good joke, lol. So said, why are these poles travelling everywhere? What happened to Zoom? Yeah, it could save money. Taxpayer money, they don't want to. No, they want to fly all over the place. First class, using taxpayer money. They don't have to pay for it. So they don't care. Zeta said, they're the ones living in the fake world. Yeah, exactly. D-Lee said, MJ, you'll make Hev hungry. Sal said, Cliff High's controlled opposition. I don't know who Cliff High is. MJ said, oh no, talking about it. D-Lee's put pancakes in there. Food emojis. Right, got to contact, who is it? iPhone now and get rid of all the food emojis so I don't get hungry. Oh, I'm joking. Go for it. If you want to talk about food, go for it. Seriously. Zena said, oh, I thought it was a cart. Hand me the eraser. Menacing Muskrat said, D-Lee, let's not talk about food or food recipes, then she'll stay on longer. Zena said, the aliens are watching our lives like we with Big Brother. Yes, whether you want to call them aliens or deep state or whether there's both, I don't know. I'm open, but as I said, I don't believe in them till I can see them with my own eyes and poke one. D-Lee said, MJ, we all love good food in this chat. Oh, yes, we do. Zena said, she is also the cat's mother, lols. Yep. D-Lee said, in fact, I think it might be time for a cooking with Hev video. It might actually be. I might try and do the pavlova on camera and then release it. A lot of whisking egg whites and adding sugar a tablespoon at a time. And then sitting it in the oven, because what happens with the pavlova is it's not just meringue. It's meringue on the outside, and it's like, not quite, but nearly like a marshmallow in the inside. It's sweet and sticky and gooey. And it takes like, it's supposed to take an hour to cook it, but then you're supposed to leave it in the oven. There's supposed to be no banging going on. Otherwise, the thing will just collapse. And there is one suggestion to leave it in the oven for 24 hours so that it doesn't crack and collapse. So it's going to be a really hard one. So I might actually do a video of that because that'll be interesting, especially if I stuff up. That'll be really interesting and funny. Okay. Shannon said, I just had leftover apple pie for breakfast. Am I a bad person? Oh, no, that's yum. MJ said, no better breakfast, Shannon. Zena said, the job of aliens is to gaslight humanity into giving over their sovereignty in exchange for some trinkets. Much like the early voyagers produced, only we are so much more sophisticated. Okay, the chat jumped again, so I've got to go back. Sophisticated, that was the last word I seen. Wow. How far back was I? Quite a bit back. There we go. Menacing Muskrat said, Zal Mox's Cliff High Information RE the Moon. Shannon said, Will Smith is gay. That's what I thought. Xenotron said, think Hollywood clowns, entertainment circuses all designed to make us look at them and want to be like them. Alien invasions started with the discovery of photography. Alex said, I haven't seen them yet. Hopefully they'll turn up. I don't think YouTube always notifies people, MJ. D-Lee said, so gay. Xena said it was their gateway into our world images. And Xena says, hey, has anyone seen the moon lately? No, it's been cloudy here. I haven't seen the moon for a while. MJ said, I'm not getting notifications. It is me and my looking. Oh, wow. Hey, David, how you going? Haven't sent, hey there, my lovely Australian friend. Just popped in to say hi to you and your good chat. Good to see you, David. Thank you. MJ said, we had a silver moon last night, and I mean silver. And Daly's put some images of the moon, some moon emojis. And David said, Alex, MJ, Muskrat and Kai, if you're here, best wishes to you all. God love you. MJ said, more hazy crescent tonight, foggy like pretty. Shannon said, M-O-O-N. Spells moon. D-Lee said, MJ, same here, just a sliver of the moon. Alex said, I wouldn't want to go anywhere that wants people jibber-jabbed. David said, have a cracking weekend down under. Oh, I certainly will. My chat jumped again. Where is it? There we are. Xenotron said, oh good, I thought I had disappeared for good. Too cloudy here? It had disappeared for good. Too cloudy here. MJ said, I think they're baiting the last of the evil ones with the thread and pen. Or with the threads. Menacing Muskrat said, question, has anyone here made cheese out of sour milk? No. Interesting. Alex said, I take 1,000 milligrams of hemp oil every day. Brilliant stuff. Helps with anxiety and so many other things. People take it for pain relief as well. MJ said, the sellers, peddlers, I should have been more clear. Alex said, no, but I watched a video ages ago about how to make all sorts of soft cheese and I still want to give it a go, Menacing Muskrat. Yeah, I should do that too. D-Lee said, Merry Chickawana. And laughing face. Shannon said, look up that muddled up werewolf mooning at the bay again instead of baying at the moon. MJ said, I need it, Alex, I'm a chicken. MJ said no, but let me know, menacing, how it goes. Xenotron said vegan bombs. Yeah, lol's a level of insanity, I think. MJ said I wanted to try mozzarella. I heard it was the easiest. Ooh, yum. Cheese. I love cheeses. I love cheeses and Jesus. Alex said Spells Moon. That's brilliant series. I think I watched the whole 5 hours. Was hooked. Old one though, not the new one, Shannon. Yep, me too. The old stand. I will not watch the new one. I don't like Whoopi Goldberg anymore. Can't watch it. Menacing Muskrat said, I've made it a while back. This time I want to jazz it up with herbs and, oh, maybe garlic, dill, green onion, and maybe something else. Any ideas? Oh, yum. MJ said, turning on each other. My mouth's watering, Menacing Muskrat. Zena said, I took up smoking when I went to the Middle East. They were only $2 a packet. Every man smoked. Yep. Alex said, yay, the moon is back, although it's been too cloudy to see it here, MJ. Menacing Muskrat said, $25 for a pack of cigs here in Canada, Stan. Nearly 50 here in Australia. Oh, shit. Alex said, I haven't seen the moon since the eclipse. That's why I'm smoking roll your own ones. Zena said, well, I had noticed unconsciously, but the days seemed to roll into each other and it seemed more like 7 days. And yeah, MJ saying, menacing, yum, you and Luna. MJ said, fantastic cooks here. There's the 94 version of The Stand. Think I'll watch it again. It's been a while. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I've been watching the series I Shouldn't Be Alive. Very interesting series. Don't know if it's true or not, but hey. Menacing Muskrat said, well, here it goes, Project Cheese. Ooh, yum. Dealey said, best wishes to your cheese, Muskrat. Mm-hmm. My mouth always, when cheese, or I see cheese, or I'm about to eat cheese, my mouth starts watering bad. Oh my God, don't ask me to talk. Xenotron said, menacing, I think they're about $40 here in Australia. Not sure, the price goes up every quarter. Yeah, they're around about $40 to $45 for a pack of 25. Yeah. I finally got used to these little ones anyway. They're a lot cheaper. I don't spend nearly anywhere near as much as I did before on cigarettes, thank God. Now, the goal is to get it down to 0. Is that ever going to happen? Okay, Xenotron said Albanese's talking about himself. Alex said that always seems to happen. They get people hooked on things like cigarettes and they hike the price up. MJ said, I am the cheese. You got it, Muskrat? Alex said, Project Cheese. My mouth watering. Shadow said, aren't they pre-programming us that Australia is going to have the hottest summer in history? Start polishing those dew laser lenses. Yeah, well, so far it's been quite cool. Up here, anyway. Alex said, the moon is made of cheese, according to Wallace and Gromit. Xenotron said, remember when they first brought out Wi-Fi? First 3 months, free for unlimited. Get people to make it part of their routine and then they're addicted. Same old playbook over and over. MJ said, moon cheese. That is a rabbit hole in itself. Shannon said, crackers and cheese, Gromit. Crackers and cheese. I've got them out there. I could go crackers and cheese right now. Alex said, it's all a con, Xena. MJ said, yep, it's all a con, Xenotron. And Alex, that sentence sounded cool. Alex said, nothing would surprise me. Nice bit of Wensleydale. What's the other one that they sell here in Australia? Mersey Valley cheese. And it's got a tang. Oh my goodness. It's making my mouth water. Mersey Valley cheese here in Australia. It has a tang that, I don't know. It gets me every time. My mouth's really watering. Shannon said, I've seen a few crazies in masks again of late. Zena said, yes, Alex, it's up to us now to make a new way. I don't like their way or the plans they have for us exactly. Zena said, I'm pretty sure that Optus doesn't ask what religion you are when requesting a new service. Yeah, so how are they going to stop discrimination? They're going to make all the companies ask you for every little... When was the last time you went to the bathroom? We need to know. Zena's trying to say they need to clarify the word access. MJ said we all need t-shirts that say grabbed by the popcorn. Yep. Zena said, and Goran, if you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on sugar, let me know. Not at all. Not at all. Alex said, I'm talking about myself too. Oh. Alex said, we should all have our own land property, learning actual skills to be self-sufficient. That's how it always was before greedy billionaires. Yes, exactly. That's how I believe we're going to go back to, Alex. I really do. Alex said, I saw a video earlier of Jacob Rothschild joking they used to marry within the family so they could all keep their wealth in the family, same as the royals. I saw that. Was that one of the mod tricker TikToks that'll leave you shocked or whatever? Alex said, what is Optus, Zenatron? Another telco here in Australia, telecom company. We have Telstra, Optus, Vodafone. We used to have Virgin, but that's gone. Who else have we got? Dodo, something called Dodo. I don't even know where that's from or what it is. And some other ones too. Dealey said, Alex, I've seen that about the Rothschilds too. Disturbing. Zena said, one of Australia's broadband telecommunications. We have Optus and Telstra. And a few more. We've got Vodafone. Zena said, Dealey. A little giggle face, it looks like. Alex said, they're all gross, and if I said that out loud, imagine what he said that out loud, imagine what they don't tell us. Yeah. It made me feel a bit, like, really uncomfortable in the way that there must be incest going on. Dealey said, yeah, exactly, Alex, 100%. Luna said, she may as well be my daughter. Hev, lol, I act more like a mother to her than a cousin. Oh, cool. Miss out to lunch said, hello, Hev, and everyone in the chat. Hope everyone's doing well. Crazy times. It is. Fred loves Donna and Donna loves Fred. Dealey said, Zena. Alex said, the Queen and Phil were third cousins. I think even William and Kate are distant cousins. Oh, shit. Ugh. Xenotron said, we find out what they haven't told us after we've already been primed to receive it. Zena said, I read somewhere the first jab was referred to as primary sequence, which was to format our body for further upgrades. Alien invasion's already taken place. MJ said, He-Man, woman haters club, those apron-wearing puss pimples. Dealey said, Donna loves Fred, and Fred loves Donna. Zena said, those wicked three monkeys are why we're in the state we're in. Yeah, see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil. Alex said, all those seafront celeb properties. I've always wanted to see people, like, if the celebrities lose their properties, I'd love to see normal people get that land. Zena said, the biggest harm to humanity is that they programmed us into indifference. Dealey said, Zena, those monkeys are running the movie. Zena said, Alex, agree, love, what a joke. Do you remember when they trapped in Antarctic ice in the middle of summer? Lols, do you think that would be saying something? I can't even smoke that. Yeah, you think that'd tell them a bit, but they still believe it. Full on. Zeta said, it's a shit show, that's for sure, Dealey. Out to lunch said, have you been looking for another home lately? No, I kind of gave up a bit. I did. It's a lot of money to move, so I've just kind of sat back and gone, I don't know, I'm trying to save money, so we'll see what happens. Alex said, Gene Wilder, you're funny, Hev. Oh, I did. I had Gene Wilder hair this morning. Sticking up everywhere. One side was up, one side was down, and it was all fuzzy on the side that was up. Shannon said, Portugal. Isn't that where they sacrificed Madeleine McCann? Podesta brothers drawn the police drawings of the abductors? Yes. Zeta said, the windmill of the west coast of Tasmania, such a disgrace. Oh, really? Zeta said, migrating birds, wind vortexes. Joe Q. Grant said, I'm way late. How you going, Joe? Shannon said, the band Police have a song, Murder by Numbers. MJ said, Reflex song alone. So the Reflex that Duran Duran sung. Zeta said, they can rotate the direction of the blades in an upward to create vortexes. Alex said, yeah, you would think so, Zena. Jody, how you going? Simon Le Bon on Lolita Epstein logs. So was Nick. Nick Rhodes was filmed with, is in a photograph with Ghislaine Maxwell as well. I don't know, we're going to find out. But you said Simon Le Bon was on the Lolita Epstein logs. Joe said it's all Trump's fault. And Joe said, love you all. Dealey said, back at you, Joe. Joe said, get me royally fired up. Really fired up? Rolly fired up? Zeta said, Trump apparently is omniscient, omnipotent and omnipresent. Alex said, the quacks want my mum to start having mandatory this and mandatory that as she's over 60, but she said no, last 3 years have been a big eye-opener to a lot of people. I hope so. Xenotron said, my cats won't even eat the meat from the deli anymore. Really? Xena said, I thought I had voiced, but turned out to be just the flu. Alex said, oh really, they must sense something, Xena. Xena said, oh, I see we have a new chief health officer. What happened to the creature in drag that was the previous tyrant? I've got no idea. They all get better jobs somewhere else after they finish destroying everything, you know. Xena said, spell check changed the spelling of the word COVID into voiced. Oh! No wonder I couldn't tell what I was reading. You thought it was COVID, but it just turned out to be the flu. There you go. That makes sense now. Xena said, micromanaging an invisible enemy. Alex said, I used to watch Robert Gouveia, but not for a while now. Well, the court cases that are going on with Trump and all that, it's just showing to be absolute, utter BS. It's just a show. Show trials. Sherry said, yeah, they don't want that word on here, Xenotron. Xena said, makes you wonder why they have to make up stuff when there's so much real stuff. Where did it go? Oh, the chat jumped. When so much real stuff that happens, yep. Dealey said, Alex, do you have a link? Xena said, Hev, just letting Queensland know there's a new captain on the ship of fools. I think there is everywhere. Xena said, just a PR thing. Alex has put Robert Gouveia's link in there. Good on you. Because he's good to listen to for all the ins and outs of the trials and things going on. Court cases, and he talks about Epstein, Ray Epps, Trump, all of them. And I believe he's a Trump fan. Okay, Dealey said, Alex and Muskrat rock with fast keyboard skills. Love you too. MJ said, Hovid, have fun with the sounds of the words. Ivor Apple Pectin. Sal said, Cliff High has controlled opposition. Have you read his post? Oh, did I? My apologies, Sal. I didn't realise I had Cliff High on there. Where'd he come from? Let me have a look. I'm having a look. Oh. Just bear with me, guys. I'm just checking. Oh, okay. Yeah, that Cliff High, okay. Yep, that was the alien thing. But I still think we're seeing something very close to what that is about the deep state instead of aliens. Alex said, shame we don't have an anti-cloud machine. MJ said, funny how the fake truthers fall away. Fall away. Menacing Muskrat said, are we? Thank you, Dealey. Is that or are we? I don't know, Menacing Muskrat. Or oh, thank you, Dealey. MJ said, I love Jesus and cheeses too, Hev. Oh, cheese will make my mouth water like there's no tomorrow. Alex said, love you too, Dealey, and everyone, you guys keep me sane. And Jody said, I just started watching X-Files for the first time in 30 years, predictive programming, definitely. Jody, yep. Alex said, I used to love the X-Files. That was our Saturday night when I was little. Cops' Tales from the Crypt and the X-Files. Yep, there you go. Menacing Muskrat said, we should do a live again, Alex, hint, hint. Yeah, I'll have to get yours on. I'll have to, I've still got to organise Wheezy to come on as well. God love him. It's been a couple of weeks since I mentioned it because I've been busy with my mum and everyone. Dealey said, great idea, Muskrat. Alex said, I would love to. I'm a bit more brave now than I was, Menacing Muskrat. Jody said, 20 cigarettes in Spain, €5.50. €5.50. Oh my goodness. Dealey said, Hev, and she's put heaps of cheese in there. Jody said, I do rolls, less crap. Alex said, Jody, the one that always stuck with me is when Scully and Mulder got really old. Oh, yes. Saw that one. Darren said, hi, couldn't get here any earlier. Have to rewatch after. Oh, God love you, Darren. Jody said, I'm on season 1, episode 4. Season 2 and 3 start to get really, really good. I think 3, they go into a few things that would be considered conspiracy theories. Dealey said, hello, Darren, it's a great show. Everyone's saying, hey, Darren. Alex said, yes, love Mod Tricker. He grew fast. Everyone is jumping on the creepy TikTok bandwagon. I've seen that. There's a lot of people doing it. Darren said, TikTok like a time bomb. Menacing said, can you drop that link? RE the Rothschilds, Alex? Alex said, I think everything happens in good time. Things will fall into place when ready. MJ said, hey, Darren. Oh, where did I go? I jumped again. Darren said, Muskrat, why do you want Alex to link you with the children of Roth? No, there was a video that Alex was talking about that, like the Rothschilds saying that they marry within the family kind of thing. MJ said, making a cheese omelette. Oh, my God. Alex said it was Mod Tricker's last video. I'll try and share the link at the right spot. 2 ticks, Menacing Muskrat. Sherry said, that's what the movie Bleeders remind me of, Hev the Rothschilds. Really? I haven't seen that movie. Bleeders. Shannon said, Adam Shifty Bug Eyes. Schiff went to Epstein Island 76 times. Dealey said, Shannon that we know of. Alex said, if it doesn't work, go to 8 minutes 47 seconds, Menacing Muskrat, in the link that Alex put in there. Darren said, damn, Dealey beat me to it. Menacing Muskrat said, Sherry, is that a series? Dealey said, Darren, laughing. Alex said, I take everything with a pinch of salt, but there are some very interesting things coming out, Darren. Sherry said, no, Muskrat, it was a horror movie with Rudger. Oh, where'd it go? Hauer? Hua? Yeah. Oh, sorry. With someone called Rudger. Alex said, don't trust TikTok, but I wonder if they want to ban it because so much info is coming out faster than they can stop it. There does seem to be a lot of info coming out on TikTok, but it is also full of woke people. So you take your chances, I think. Alex said, pinch, don't know where the tea came from. Menacing Muskrat said, Bleeders, 1997 film directed by Peter Svatek, based on H.P. Lovecraft. Wow. Darren said, like any good movie, Alex, we'll probably have to wait until the very end for the final twist to unfold. Sherry said, I think so, Muskrat. Sounds about right, the year I mean. Shannon says Scully and Mulder are now really, really, really old. They are. Alex said, good point, Darren. All the world's a stage. Darren said, and I feel like an extra. Hunk Maggot said, ahoy, what is this channel supposed to be? Whatever you take from it. MJ said, I had such a crush on Mulder. Yeah, I got to admit, I did too. Alex said, yeah, Jacob Rothschild said that out loud and said it would make people laugh. They did laugh, but probably out of fear, Darren. Okay, guys, and with that, I'm going to go. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Have a good weekend. I'll try and be back tomorrow, but I'll see how I go. If I don't come back tomorrow with a live, I will make a video. Yeah, okay. Okay, guys, have a good one. Much love to all, and see you next time. Bye.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Quack, quack. Going back, I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and go all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life will give me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.
Good night, guys.